healing was almost identical last game. 80,000 for Forkin, 79,000 for the opposing priest, which was phenomenal. And then the only real difference was the mages did actually roughly the same damage. There was about a 10 to 12k difference between the rogues. It was Hiss who put out the big numbers that game. He had the advantages over onto Decis, and he used them well. So we are going to go into round 3 then, and this time we're going to be joining the two teams on Nagrand. And what do you think of this, Matthew? Are iNNerfire unlucky not to get a point on the board, or are they being outplayed by the French team against all authority?
I think so far it's just come down to the smallest, tiniest of details. But they certainly haven't had luck on their side.
We'll have to see if they can get a little bit of luck there. We are going to follow Hiss from the gates opening.
Yep, gates finally opening. We can see the blizzards coming out yet again at the very start of this game. Cold, he's going to be backing behind that pillar. He's going to be drinking up, rejuvenating that mana. We can see Decis just hugging the pillar, just waiting for the opportune moment. Maybe they'll wait it out and wait for a stealth buff. Cold's going to be mounted up and just moving over to against all authority. Phoenix also going to be blizzarding in that stealth area, just in case Decis was there, waiting, ready for that stealth buff to appear, but he's not. He's smarter than that.
So you can see here we've got Hiss the Rogue against the wall for his team, switching over to Decis, and he's actually with his team against the pillar. And both of these teams playing it defensive once again. We've had a couple of major kind of jousts, I'll call them, in the center. No one really committing to the other opposing team. Last time we saw a commitment, I think it was from Phoenix, so aAa went aggressive, and this time it could be on the, it's going to be aAa again, because Phoenix has made his way over. He's actually going to make his way back, and soon we're going to have the timers up for the stealth buffs.
Just to remind you guys, if you're not that familiar with competitive PvP, both rogues are going to be playing Mutilate Spec. That's
and we actually have Hiss there bought out by the Mage of Cold, and he is going to vanish off. But he vanishes off and gets an opener onto Decis. Really, really clutch play there from Hiss. He's going to be put into a poly while Decis gets healed up. Eventually, Decis will actually get into the fight. He currently is dismantled and has Rupture up on him. And now comes the Cloak of Shadows. Rupture still ticking, though. And he's going to vanish, and there comes the opener onto Hiss. But actually, Decis is going to go defensively away. He's actually going to be chased down by the Mage and put into a deep freeze. And this is really, really bad for Decis. And aAa are going to be happy with this start, as Decis gets a pain suppression, still has evasion up. You can see from the side, no one is put into a poly. There was a quick poly onto Cold. That was removed. And Decis is playing so defensively here. Finally, he makes it to a pillar.
He's going to try and re-stealth here. He's going to try and sort of reset things. He wants.
No, he's not. Oof. He's not going to be able to re-stealth. In fact, he's going to be put into a pet freeze soon. He actually got dispelled against that pet freeze. Pretty amazing stuff. And look at this. They catch Hiss around the pillar, and he actually almost gets no help whatsoever. Forkin is in a poly after an improved counterspell. Hiss is going very, very low. We switch over to him as he chases Decis, and Decis doesn't want to get involved right yet. They were happy with that opener onto him. Hiss goes for Cold just for those split seconds. He is into a Nova, comes out, Cold is hurt. Gonna blink away.
I'm really not sure about what Decis is doing here, what his decision-making is. He's struggling to get this re-stealth. I don't think he can get this re-stealth.
Deep freeze, dismantle. Hiss takes full advantage. There comes a second Cloak of Shadows, but on top of it is a kidney shot. That comes off, and Decis runs this one away. And so far, Hiss can't hit any crippling poisons. Finally gets one, but is it going to be too late? And it's Decis that finally turns it around on its head, and Hiss goes down in the final moments of the matchup. And wow, what an amazing play. And you've got to be thinking, Matthew, that there are going to be beads of sweat dripping down the foreheads of every single player from the team of iNNerfire, because that was too close to call. Their win there was absolutely, you know, they struggled so hard to get it. And even from the damages, you can see that I mean, Phoenix put out 55,000 damage from aAa, Hiss put out 41,000, and then Desist only put out 30, and Cold also putting out 30. So that's a 30k difference. They almost had an extra man on DPS, you could say, but it is when the damage came in and how it came in was when they got the kill. Healing done, again, Phenomenon and Falcon almost, you know, you can't differentiate you know, between them because they both did just over 10,000, 100,000, sorry, in healing.